Okay, let's go for the first one and see how it goes. Are we rolling? Testing, testing. Roger, roger. You're going to use that against me later, I'm sure. Hi, my name is Chad Borton. I am the president of Equifax Workforce Solutions. There's a lot of things I would tell my younger self. One of them would be to approach your career as a pyramid, not as the proverbial career ladder. And this is what I mean. If you think about visually a pyramid and you think about the base of a pyramid at the bottom, right? To be successful generally, and definitely as you become more senior, you have to have an incredibly broad, strong foundation to draw upon to be successful. It could be, leadership. It could be technical skill like analytics and data or finance. It could be teamwork. It could be the diversity of how you work with a broader team. It could be lots of different things, but getting that broad foundation is critical to build upon. Now, let me compare that to also a visual, which is a ladder. Think about a ladder. Think about when you climbed a ladder. It gets a little wobbly because you don't have the strong foundation. And so I think a lot of people, when they think about their career, they want to climb the corporate ladder. To me, that's narrow. To me, that prioritizes speed to go up the ladder versus really having that strong foundation. Now, I've been a great product of that. To be honest, going back to tell my younger self, I had a lot of folks who encouraged me to do this and mentored me and pushed me to take on an assignment that didn't make sense to me because it didn't help me climb the corporate ladder. But looking back at it, it was the best thing I ever did. So for me, I started out in the military, 4 years, really great things that I learned there, a lot about leadership. I did strategy consulting with McKinsey & Company. Great way to build out strategy and get really exposure to the financial services industry. I went through about a decade where I, quite frankly, was lateral, never moved up at all, but I did 5 different roles: finance, back office operations. And actually there was a moment that my boss came to me and asked me to basically go one layer down in the organization, report to what prior had been one of my peers, because I needed to learn sales, customer perspective every day. And I did that for 2 years. It was the best thing I ever did, because when I popped back to being at that same layer I was before, I realized how valuable it was, not only in the role that I had, but within 2 years later, I actually took my boss's role because I had taken and invested in myself. So sometimes you just need to put the ego aside and know what you're trying to build in your career and build that strong foundation, and just go for it. And, be trusting in the process that you're building that foundation, you're learning things that's going to make you much more successful as you move your career forward.